So claiming the spousal benefit for Social Security, I'm going to go over what it means, how it works, and I'm going to go over an example of how a couple could approach that and how it is they may want to think about that claiming strategy for themselves. And hopefully you can use that information as a way to inform you as to how it is you may want to go about it. So the spousal benefit is 50% of a spouse's primary insurance amount. And some hurdles have to be met with respect to being able to claim that. So the first spouse, spouse number one, they must claim their benefit to trigger the spousal benefit to the second spouse. And I'll go through this in the example. Spousal benefits are not affected by early or late claiming of spouse one. So this is something that I see in practice quite frequently, which is, okay, I'll wait until 68 or 69, and then my spouse can get half of a higher amount. That's incorrect. It's one half of the primary insurance amount. And in my example, I'll go through that. But that's a big stumbling block that I tend to find a lot of people have. And it's confusing the way Social Security puts it together in the spousal benefit. But just to be clear, the benefit is not going to increase or decrease based upon the spouse number one deciding to take early or claim later. So benefits are going to be reduced, however, if the second spouse claims before their full retirement age. And again, I'll go through this in the example, but just to reiterate, they get 50% of their spouse's primary insurance amount if and only if they claim at their full retirement age. It is going to be reduced by however many months they claim early, and the earliest that they can claim is age 62. So let's just take a look at a case to just kind of put this in and put this all together for us. Tom and Mary. Tom is at his full retirement age. He gets his PIA 100%, $2,500 a month. Mary is 62. Her primary insurance amount is $1,500. But remember, they're both born after 1960. Her full retirement age is 67. She's got 5 years to go. If she decides to take her benefit early, she would get a reduction in her benefits. But let's just stick to this spousal benefit case. If she decided to, at age 62, claim the spousal benefit on Tom's amount, she would receive $850 a month. All right, how do we get to that number? Recall, it's 50% of the primary insurance amount at full retirement age of the second spouse, in this case, Mary. So $1,250 is what she would get if she was age 67 in claiming that spousal benefit, but she's not. She's age 62. So she has 60 months that's going to be run through a calculation that is going to reduce that benefit by 35%. And so that's where we get the $850 from. So in a use case, let's just say that there's a lot of different scenarios that they can look at, and a lot of it's going to depend upon what they need for their current circumstances to meet their bills, lifestyle, and things of that nature. And that's why when it comes to Social Security claiming, there's no one size fits all for this. And there's a lot of stuff that goes all over the internet about, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that. That's just not how it works. You have to know how this applies to your specific household and what the needs look like in the way of an income or paycheck replacement system for you. So in this case, let's say that Mary does collect that $850 at age 62. This does not affect her primary insurance amount, which is $1,500. So she could say, I'm going to take this $850 a month, combine it with Tom's $2,500 a month, and then once I reach age 67, it'll revert to my primary insurance amount, and I'll get the $1,500 instead of the $850. That's one thing that they could potentially do. So in that case, that offers them a certain amount of income that they may be able to live effectively off of until her higher benefit kicks in. Another thing that she could do is say, well, the $850 isn't really enough for what we need right now. She could take her benefit in her own right and get a reduction on that benefit. So the calculation that's run is a little bit different for somebody taking early benefit in their own right than it is on the spousal benefit. But in this case, we're really looking at about a 30% reduction because she's taking 5 years before her full retirement age, her benefit. So instead of $1,500, she's going to get $1,050. So that $450 difference is the reduction. Now that's a permanent reduction if she chooses to take it now. So a lot of decisions have to be made as far as How much income do they need now? How much income could they receive later? What does the composition of their savings look like? How much do they have to draw from it? There's a whole slew of questions that get involved in that, but that's really where planning starts. So this is the benefit base. These are the kind of the foundational building blocks, if you will, of being able to know when and how to use a spousal benefit, and then applying that to your circumstances with respect to looking in detail what your assets, income, taxes, spending needs are, and then being able to come up with a plan that's going to be right for you. So I've also put in the notes a link to my website where I have a whole slew of different resources. There's a flow chart that goes over this very thing. Can I claim spousal benefits, along with a whole slew of other types of flow charts on all sorts of different types of decisions with respect to managing your money and effectively moving toward retirement.